Easy. Easy now. How's your head? Don't be scared, Townie. I mean you no harm. You're safe. Right now, you're lying on a seat in my study. I've been assessing your condition. You've been out cold for the past couple of hours. Probably longer. I'm a mage. I'm the mage. I visit the underground town sometimes. My name's Orion. Maybe you've seen me around before? Heard my name, at least? Ah, right. Good. As long as I'm not a complete stranger. I found you lying at the bottom of a sharp incline. It seems like you took quite the tumble. You're very fortunate to have only sustained minor injuries. Even more so that I decided to take a walk today. Water? Oh, of course. Where are my manners? There's a glass on the table. It's been a while since I brought it in, so it's warmed up a bit. Here, sit up slowly. Does your head still feel okay? Any dizziness? Pain? Good. You're doing so well for me. Here's the water. I've had something on my mind since I brought you back. It's just, what was a townie like you doing all the way out in the forest anyway? You must know it's not safe above ground. Did you get lost or turned around somehow? Did someone force you to leave? I'm sorry, what? Well, I was hoping this was caused by some sort of accident. Not that you left on your own accord. But to think you tried to follow me. I mean, it's no wonder you fell behind and got lost. The forest is nothing like the underground. I should have been more careful, but I never thought that a townie would try and pursue me like that. Because it's a foolish thing to do. You ought to be thanking your lucky stars that you weren't injured any worse. Curiosity isn't an excuse. I don't like being so stern. But you have to understand that those of your sort are built very fragilely. I can heal these injuries, but then I have to bring you back. There's too much out here that can cause you harm. Especially if you don't know the area. Harm that even I can't mend. Listen, I admire that you want to know more about the outside world, but it's simply not worth risking your life. My help? Of course I'm going to help you. You won't be able to find your way back on your own. If that's not what you mean, then I'll hear you out. I can't promise anything, though. I'm a mage, not a miracle worker. Townie, if your problem is just nightmares, you should have just... Sorry. Finish what you were saying. That's... No. You're right. That is strange. Don't go celebrating yet, though. I know you feel vindicated, but experiencing nightmares like that, and the sense of foreboding coming from a fixed direction underground, You said this started recently? Like, within the last couple of months? Okay. Yeah. I think I know what's going on. I'm not surprised that no one else would listen to you. Your peers have spent their entire lives in the safety of the underground. They aren't fond of new upsetting information like this. Ignorance is bliss, as they say. In fact, I'm fairly certain that you're the first townie who's tried making it this far. At least, that I know of. No, there isn't anything wrong with you. Chances are, you're just a bit more perceptive than your peers. Or more willing to talk about what you've been experiencing. Now, before I continue, it's important for you to know. I still don't think it was smart of you to try and follow me like that. However, I'm thankful that you did. These feelings of yours didn't spring up out of nowhere. The underground settlement is in danger. It has been for a very long time. Far longer than you or I have been alive. But based on what you've told me... Look, the last thing I want is for you to feel scared. I've got everything under control. Okay? You have my word that the danger will never reach you. If I bring you home, will you give me your word that you won't try something like this again? Come on now. Please. All I want is for you to be safe. Are you sure knowing more would actually give you peace of mind? Okay, Townie. If that's what you want, I'll be your guide upstairs. The view from the catwalk will say more than I can. Are you able to stand? You're strong, Townie. Follow me. I recovered the bag that was with you as well. It should be near the archway. More specifically, near the archway. And under the cat. Huh? Oh, her name is Cassie. She likes to take naps on new stuff I bring in from town. So sorry in advance about the hair. I'll move her on the way back. We'll be taking the stairs at the end of this hall. That back door? What about it? It leads to the observatory. Nothing you'll be interested in. Do you like the way I've decorated the place? I made most of the trinkets you see around. The wind chimes, too. When I'm not reading, I like to spend time working with my hands. It can be comforting to create things less finite than magic. This staircase goes on for a while. The catwalk is pretty high up. Peculiar, isn't it? I assume you've only seen lighthouses in books, if any at all. Structures like this must be ancient history by now, a relic of the old world. There are lots of buildings surrounding this one, but they're all in a state of disrepair. The Mage who lived in them have been gone for a long time. I used to try and strike up conversations like this with the people I met in town. None of them were ever all that interested in this sort of thing. I guess I can't blame them. It's much easier to stay unaware of the world beyond one's safe haven. I just want you to understand that anything you learn won't be of much use. It won't make your peers more likely to listen. I've tried everything already. Silly townie. I may be concerned for you, but I also find your curiosity awfully endearing. It's cute. I can't remember the last time I was able to talk about this sort of thing with anyone. And questions too? You spoil me. Huh. Well, do you want an honest answer to that one? This is the only building in use because I'm the only mage left. I was once an astral mage. Now, I'm the astral luminary. Although I doubt that title means anything to you. Good guess, but no. Nothing regal like that. Though it does carry a lot of responsibility. It's a job I've been doing for a long time. My task is to shepherd the celestial bodies surrounding us through their fated cycles. It's mostly about observing, making sure everything is in harmony. But the astral luminary before me was so thorough that everything has been pretty routine. As for Earth, well, you'll see what I mean. Hey, I left town pretty early this morning, right? Oh, was it dark enough to see the stars? They were beautiful, weren't they? I wish I could remember my first time seeing the night sky. It's always been a part of my life. A fully realized astral mage will know those stars like the back of their hand. Yes, every one of them. A lot of magi of every other kind, too. Now it's just me, which is fine because I'm really good at what I do. Okay, the stairs end here. Come on then. We've reached our destination. Quite a bit of water out there, eh? Way more than the puny reservoir in town. Far as the eye can see. The lighthouse was the first structure in this settlement. When the Magi arrived, they built their stations around it, using it as a blueprint for their own foundations. It was out of commission long before they got here. Its original purpose was to act as a guide for the boats out on the water. And since the astral luminary is a guide of sorts, this place has always been where they were stationed. Rambled a bit there. My apologies. I'm fond of the memories this place holds. But that's not what we came up here for. I can show you on the catwalk. Face opposite the sea. I think that might be what you've been sensing underground. Does looking at it give you a similar feeling? By the way you were describing it, I knew it couldn't be anything else. Similar to the water on the other side, isn't it? Far as the eye can see. But it's not water. It's pestilence. And the certain death of all things it reaches. The Mage named it the Blight. It's been around for a very long time. It's why the rest of the human population remains underground. Your leaders arrogantly believe that the Blight only spreads on the surface. They don't heed our warnings no matter what they're told. They won't even bother to inform everyone else, saying it'll cause useless panic. None of them currently living have even seen it. The Magi have been telling them for generations that the Blight is spreading. That cowering like children underneath their blankets won't make the monster in the darkness go away. But as the Magi arrived in fewer numbers to plead with them, the ones underground were only emboldened in their obstinance. Eventually, the efforts to treat the Blight left behind only me and my mother. And now, just me. Luckily, I've made a lot of progress. I've pushed it back a little, even. Though now I'm pretty certain it's just been going in a different direction. You think it might be an old god, eh? That's an interesting theory. Is it based on your nightmares? Dreams can be useful, but I'll have to compare your accounts with the data I already have. I am taking you seriously, Townie. Your part in this is just finished now. You've done all you can. The Blight is my responsibility. What? No! You're absolutely not going to see it up close. Aren't you listening to me? The Blight is the very reason why all of the other stations below us are abandoned. Every mage that was stationed here before me died in pursuit of a solution. Your examination won't prove anything, and even if it did, there's nothing you could do. You're just an ordinary human, a townie. I'm supposed to keep you safe. Do you know what would have happened had I not found you today? Because I do. I know. You townies are lost without me. I'm the astral luminary. I'm destined to be the strongest mage who ever drew breath. I'm going to channel the power of the stars and annihilate that wretched stain before any more lives can be snuffed out by it. I told you before, I have it all under control. Fate proclaims it so. I don't need your help, and I'm not going to allow you to go and examine it. Not even for peace of mind. I already know that there's nothing you could do. You'd only get hurt. This is my burden to bear, so please, just trust me to take care of this. Here, Townie. If you let me see your arm, I can heal you. I'm sorry for ranting at you like that. A simple no should have been enough. I've just got a lot on my mind right now. I'm gonna try and heal you, though. Okay? Okay. Apologies. I haven't done this on an actual person in a very long time. Being stressed isn't helping either. If I'm not careful, I might hurt you. Look, it's not your fault. Please, don't worry about it. This is like threading a needle. It's always hard. Wait! Don't touch it! I have to be careful where I concentrate my magic. What are you... Oh my stars. How are you doing that? What do you mean you don't know? No, it's not supposed to do that. Stop! Stop! Wait! This isn't possible. Not for a human. Magic can affect you, but you can't affect magic. Unless you're a... But even my mother couldn't do anything like that. I've never even heard of... Could I have read it somewhere? No. I'd remember if I did. And what other explanation is there, really? If there is one, it'll be in my books. Townie, we need to go back downstairs. Phew. A bit of a doozy, huh? I've gotta say, though, I do love myself a good cliffhanger. There's something I love quite a bit more, though. Do you know what that might be? When you subscribe, of course. The best remedy for a cliffhanger is knowing you'll be in the loop whenever a new video comes out. If you're an adult listener of ours, there's also patreon.com/Celesterra. Do us a favor and give it a look, won't you? One more thing before I go. If a custom audio sounds like something you'd be interested in, I know a great place to get one. Anagumi.com/commissions is the site you're looking for. Trust me. Looking forward to receiving an order from you. I'll see you in part 2. Take care till then.